I'm Katie.
And I'm Kay.
And you're listening to the Babes of Quinte Podcast.
Hi, my name is Holly Aman, and you may remember me from episode 36, or maybe you've seen my Instagram or Facebook post. I am the owner and head health, fitness, and mindset coach of Fit with Holly Aman. I started my fitness journey after spending years restricting, dieting, and binging, and then I was like, no more of that, and began focusing on getting strong, gaining muscle, and fostering a healthy relationship with food, and fucking loving myself. I know firsthand the struggle of trying to be comfortable in your body and navigate the sea of fitness influencers, advertisements, and messages being thrown at you from all over the world. Over the past 3 years, I have dedicated myself to helping others reach their level of fitness success in a way that reflects sustainability for them. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at fit.with.holly.a and click the link in my bio for more information.
Let me tell you about Dr. Yasmin and the dedicated team at Family Dental Center, where patients always come first.
FDC offers a range of dental services from dental hygiene and restorative treatment to Invisalign and whitening. Their goal is to provide top quality care in a stress-free environment.
And here's the best part. FDC makes going to the dentist easy with convenient hours, online booking options, direct billing to insurance, and emergency appointments.
Make sure you stay up to date on all things Family Dental Center by following them on Facebook and Instagram at FDC Family.
Did it. Wow, that was a go.
Sorry, that's going to be work.
That's going to be great. I'm excited. Welcome to the beginning of the episode. We just recorded our script. We just recorded our partnership for Family Dental Center, and that took us 7 minutes for
30 seconds?
No, it'd be like 2 minutes maybe of audio. But
okay, cool.
That's going to be some editing. There's a lot of laughter, a lot of tongue twisters.
Okay. I have a bone to pick with Tara. Tara from Family Dental Center, sweet baby angel. Love her to pieces. Saying the word hygienist and dentist together, one after another.
It's hard.
It's difficult.
I may have written it though. I may have just thrown.
It doesn't
Tara
matter. She approved it.
So did Dr. Yaz. We love you so much.
All of you.
We're obsessed with you, but we're bad at words.
I'm just messing with you guys. I love you so much.
Okay. Today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
This is coming out tomorrow. Today.
The reason why we are so unhinged today is because I lied to Katie.
She lied to me so bad. So I in the morning, I get to work, and one of my first things is I look for things to post on the Cool 100 Facebook page. And I'm just doing my scrolling, looking on Twitter or
Minding your own business.
Minding my own business. Bam. Gay country music video. I'm like, what do I love more? Being gay, country music video.
Perfect. Mash them into one.
Mash them into one. I start watching it. Kay's like, oh, I watched this. I'm watching it. So it's about... I won't ruin it, but it's about like two miners in like the 1960s, that male miners that fall in love. And it's like actually the first country music video that it has like a primary gay storyline, which is magical. And I'm watching it and I'm saying things to Kay, and she lied to me about the ending. So by the last 15 seconds, I'm sobbing and she's sobbing behind me, and I'm yelling about how she lied to me. But it's a great music video. It is
Tyler Childers, Into Your Love or something.
It is called In Your Love, and it's so good. I hope everyone watches it. There is like trigger warning. They do get beat up because they are gay.
Yeah.
Which I should have put a trigger warning in our story. So sorry I didn't. Oops, but sorry.
Yeah, I didn't love that part, but I mean, that realistically, like
that happens, and
it still happens.
That still happens, and I think I'm gonna stand on a soapbox for a moment, because when all these people are like, why gay rights, why Pride Month, blah blah blah, I'm like, when you feel you could be beat up or killed or for just being who you are walking down the street, that's why you need a month to like, you know,
try to feel safe.
Try and feel safe, even though
try to educate everybody. Yeah. So literally just trigger warning for this one too. In the States.
Yeah, I hate this.
A group of men, and this guy, they were just at a gas station, and he was voguing, like minding his own business, having fun with his friends.
Yep.
And a bunch of people told him to stop being gay, and ended up killing him. And it's just like,
It's very disappointing.
This is why
sad.
Pride Month needs to be a thing, and it needs to be talked about more than just in June.
Yeah. July. Nope, June.
Okay.
Yeah. I think some people also don't realize they're homophobic. They'll be like, well, I'm okay that you're gay, but I'm not okay with all these other gays.
What's wrong with the other gays?
I don't know if they're like really out there or like. Or it's
and
I'm just like, no,
I don't
no,
want
no.
it thrown in my face. But it's like, okay, no, people are literally just holding hands.
Yeah, and
Or-
I think I've said that. I guess we're going on an LGBTQ
Yeah,
discussion
I'm
today,
here
and
for
I'm okay. I've said this on the podcast before, and I think I had to just. Jeanette and I explained to my brother, like we were just having a chat as a family, and like before I go away, like when I travel, my dad's like, oh, I think my parents are always like low key worried. Don't be like your super gay self, right? Like just be careful, which is
Fair.
And I remember saying to my brother, I was like, well, yeah, like when we're in certain countries, like until we're like comfortable or get the vibe for it, we don't hold hands or like act outwardly quote unquote gay, which is literally
You just don't act
us
like you're in a
holding-
relationship.
And then I get really salty when like I see heteros doing it, and I'm like, oh, those lucky heteros just getting like walk down the beach holding hands, like not
Assholes.
scared. I know. And yeah, that's like the reality of traveling sometimes when you're LGBTQ2S+ is like we have to look up what the laws are or how like the culture, which sucks, but it's the reality of it. So take
it's also
that
like-
information as you will.
I don't think people think about that.
No, because they don't have to.
Because it's like here, like in Canada specifically, like you can go out and you can do those things, but it's like there's other countries you would literally get shot.
Yeah, but I think still sometimes here there's places
you definitely cannot.
or not shouldn't, but it's still a threat.
You're gonna get yelled at.
Yeah, you'll get yelled. Like I've been yelled at.
That's
I
insane.
think most people have.
That's
We know, like when we had Taylor from the Grind Environment, there was like people have like there was hate crimes.
Yeah.
like that's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah. straight up.
So
Oh yeah, and people like being salty about the rainbow crosswalk.
yeah, like let's just not. I know everyone has an opinion. That's my opinion. There you go.
Honestly, fuck it. I'm so sick of people
Yeah.
just getting into everybody else's business, and
Yeah.
a lot of it comes from not understanding their own feelings.
Yeah. Preach. That was a really fun intro.
Yeah. Anywho,
That happened. I don't know. What else? What's going on in your life? We cried this morning. We're unhinged today. I don't know what else.
I don't know. I'm just like so focused on babies right now, like other people's babies.
Yeah. Our coworker Cole, who was on the pod, I'll figure out what episode it was. Him and his wife are having a baby so soon. Like she's due really soon.
Like her last day of work is Friday,
Yeah.
so we're having a taco party.
Taco baby shower.
And I'm really excited about it. And I'm just like so excited for him because he's going to be like, there's very few people where I'm like, I know you are going to be a great parent. But like, Cole's going to be such a good dad.
Such a good dad.
Oh, and Kirsten too. Like both of them are just going to be like, I'm like, if I could redo and pick my parents,
It'd be them.
Cole. That's fucking weird.
I'm like pretty okay with my parents, but yeah, he'd be a good dad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great dad.
Gonna be a great girl dad.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
so
he's
excited.
having a girl.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for them. It's gonna be such a cute little baby. Yeah.
I bought her a
it.
Spice Girls t-shirt.
Oh, I love that so much.
Anyhow.
Yeah, so you're obsessed with babies. Daisy had dental surgery.
Oh, right.
And
How'd
then it
that go?
turns out she has a UTI.
Fun.
So I feel like a horrible dog mom, but
That's not your fault.
yeah.
It's like me, like if one of my kids got a UTI, I'd be like,
I kind of knew like something was up, but it seemed like it was getting better. And then when she had surgery, like the vet kind of figured it out and they test for it and they're like, yeah, she has a wicked UTI. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm horrible.
honestly,
but she's on antibiotics.
how are you
now.
supposed to know?
She also like nothing phases that dog, so she acts normal all the
I mean,
time.
you still literally have to pee.
Yeah.
Like
And
even if I have a UTI, like I could sit here and you would never know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
So,
deal.
Enjoy our talk about UTIs. Again, unhinged. Now, this week's episode.
This week's episode. Who is it? Rachel?
It's Rachel.
Fuck, I love this.
Will I know how to say her last name this week? I don't know. She told us Bies. No,
Bies.
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 Rachel Bies.
Yes.
She's so fun.
like, honestly, I knew that I would like her just based on her, like, what she puts out into the world on social. And it's like, I know everyone's kind of like, you know, social media is not real. It's like, it is not real, but like, she's so honest.
She does keep it real
with her audience. And I just think she is a lovely human, and her nails were really pretty.
Her nails were so pretty.
I tried to find a neon green
That's
to
not it.
neon
It's
yellow or whatever color she had, but I painted my nails.
They're cute. I like that yellow.
It's a Barbie by OPI.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's chipped as shit. But I tried to copy you, Rachel, and
She's close.
No, it's not even close.
Hey,
it's
you
yellow
tried.
versus green.
This was also one of the a guest where you knew a lot about her because you follow her on Instagram. You've kind of been through their journey, and then I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
I followed her we followed her on Babes. I think I followed her a couple weeks ago, and then I was doing the research to write the intro, and I was like, holy. Then I got real nervous, but she was so fun, so open, very much our energy.
Yeah.
And again, we love when people come on and are just so open.
I like when we also surprise each other with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'll know nothing about the guest that you're like stoked about. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to ride this because like, if you're stoked, I know it's going to be fine.
Yeah. I always know if it's a guest you're bringing on, they're going to be sick. So
I'm really excited.
Yeah. So I guess you can
I'm really excited about this episode. I hope everybody loves it as much as I do.
Okay. Enjoy. Bye. Today we have a transplant who moved to the county a couple years ago. She has made it home with her son and has immersed herself in the community. She is resilient and jumps in head first. Rachel Bies is a caterer, private chef, registered nutrition, and writer, plus is on a new journey of owning a boutique property management company. She is an open book and shares the good, the bad, and the ugly to her over 13,000 Instagram followers. The introduction would be too long if we told you everything, so we are going to let her tell you herself. Babes of Quinte, please welcome Rachel Bies?
Perfect. It's okay. You know what? You can call me whatever you want.
Overall inspiring queen. There we go. We got through it. Holy. Every time I'm so bad with letters and someone will tell me their name and then 2 seconds later I'm like, huh?
Oh, I'm the same way, especially after having a kid. Like I had no memory and now I like get up and go to a room in the house and I'm like,
why am I here?
I don't know I'm here. Like, what am I doing?
How do we get here?
I got out of bed. I'm like staring at myself in the mirror. I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, oh, right. Brush my teeth.
What was I doing?
I forgot to do that on Sunday. I was like getting ready to go and then I took my meds and then I looked in the mirror. I was like, wait. Brush my teeth. Shit.
Yeah, that fuzzy feeling
I'm
when you're like, damn it, I forgot to do that.
And then my meds give me dry mouth, so it's just like a cycle of horribleness.
Girl, I get it.
I literally went to the dentist last week and she was like, your meds. I was like, what about them? She's like, they're giving you dry mouth. I was like, are they? Because I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I take anxiety meds and they give me the same thing.
Yeah.
And like 40 minutes after, I'm like, where's my water?
Like, why is
or my
the
sparkling
desert
water
in my mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that I had dry mouth until she told me.
Yeah.
And now it's all I noticed.
You were like, this is
no.
normal.
Yeah, I thought
You're like, our mouth's really super dry.
and I'm just like, I'm sitting there, my mouth is open and she's just doing her thing. And I'm like, does that mean my breath stinks? Is that how you're telling me?
No, that's like halitosis, right?
yeah,
That's like a
different.
whole other. I think dry mouth is just like
Dry mouth.
the opposite of wet mouth.
There was an
But like
episode-
halitosis is like
Surprising.
stinky
Yeah.
mouth. So as long
I
as
think
someone's calling you stinky
halitosis
mouth,
comes from within.
it's the gut.
just-
It's the gut connection.
So
Okay.
now, serious.
Very serious first question.
Okay.
What's your favorite potato chip?
Oh, geez, ketchup. Ketchup.
Oh.
Yeah,
Damn.
ketchup, but extra ketchup with like the ridges. I'm the person that will like, I don't care if there's someone sharing the bag, like I'll be digging for the like super bright red ones.
Okay.
I don't want no half-assed dressed potato chip, but ketchup and all dressed.
Have you tried the double crunch?
I don't know what that means, but I like
Okay,
it.
so Ruffles
Yeah.
it does this, like, it's like the Ruffle chip.
Yeah.
The ridges are really deep.
Yeah.
And
Extra
it's like,
seasoning.
the seasoning is insane and it's like a kettle chip.
Oh.
But but it has like really big ridges and the crunch is insane.
That feels like that's going to be a car snack road
Oh,
trip
it's
to
a
Toronto
loud one.
today.
So if anyone
Yeah.
has like misophonia, not your chip.
Not.
Well, my son just is always annoyed at me, so whatever. I'll just
How old
crunch.
is he?
4, but going on 85.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Is he an old man?
He's a curmudgeon. Yeah, he like
word.
hates when people park in front of our house. Hates when like we go to a restaurant, the music's too loud. Like he doesn't like sweets. His favorite cookie is like a digestive biscuit. Like,
I want to be his best friend. Like that feels right.
he's like, but he's also like a maniac sometimes too, and very funny. He loves to dance and sing.
He's adorable.
He's very cute.
He's cute. I was lurking your Instagram last night.
Yeah,
and
he
his
knows
name,
it.
Can I say his name?
Yep.
Bowie. Like
Yeah.
what a sick name.
Yeah.
Do you really like David Bowie?
I really like David Bowie, and he knows he's named after David Bowie. So now he asks Alexa every morning to play David Bowie, and then he has a dance party in the kitchen. It's pretty cute. It's sassy, but it's cute. Yeah.
I'm here for this. I have a
Yeah.
3-year-old
Girl or boy?
boy.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I also
Wait till
have
4.
a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you know the difference then. You've seen it.
Well,
and you-
she's 14.
Yeah.
And then he,
That's a babysitter right there.
I know. Honestly, no one prepares you for how much your kids love each other.
Oh.
It's so freaking cute. She's constantly annoyed by me.
Yeah,
But the
that's
second
the
he
teen.
walks in anywhere,
fine.
she's like, no, I just want him around. And
That's cute.
Yeah, it's adorable.
That's amazing. Yeah, because 4, you're going to want her around for 4. Because 4, like, fuck you 4s. They're the hardest thing I've ever been. Like,
Is that what they're called? Fuck you fours. That's
yeah,
fun.
Yeah, it's like terrible 2s were nothing on this. Like honestly, there's days, and because it's just him and I full time, there's days where I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to run away, but you can't.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
yours.
That's child abuse. So we just handle it. But I think we're both sick of each other at this point, where we just need. He's going to go stay with my dad for almost a week in August, just so we can have a
Little
break.
separate time.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on a little girly trip with old friends, just to actually like
I think
reset
that,
my
like,
patience level.
Yeah.
People don't realize that parents still need a break from their kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's healthy to have a break. Like you shouldn't be. My theory is like dating, friendships, kids. You shouldn't be around someone 24/7.
Oh,
like that's just
fully
too
agree.
much.
Yeah, people. I come from a history of very codependent relationships.
Yeah, I've been there.
And I'm just like, I was like, okay, so like now, like I'm single. I'm like getting out
ready
there,
to mingle.
ready to mingle. But like, I also don't want someone to need me.
No,
I want someone to have
their own.
thing.
Yeah.
Like they have, friends that they hang out with. They have hobbies.
Yeah.
They have,
They're an individual.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't need me to,
Build their
solve
life.
their problems
Yeah.
or.
You don't want a fixer upper. I've done like decades of fixer
I did
uppers.
so many fixer
and then they
uppers.
go off and get married. I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. I'm
Thank
like, I'll
you.
fix you. I got this.
Yeah. And now that I'm finally ready to date, there's literally like, I don't know where you guys are hiding, but like,
Come on
it's all,
out.
it's all dirtbags.
Well, you're in the county now too.
Yeah. I like, and I mean, Toronto was not even great. Like, I would date a guy in New York for a few months. I married an Australian. Like, there's nothing in Toronto. And then I move here where the dating pool is just like, it's a fraction.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Enjoy.
and there's
I
so
feel like
many
fishing.
amazing single women in the county
I
with
know.
like professionals with kids or no kids and just like badass women. And like, they're like, are you
They're
dating?
too
And I was
much.
like, I mean, I'm on the apps, but there's.
You're not going to find shit there.
Yeah.
You need
I
to
check it like once every 2 months because I'm like,
you need to like
this is sad.
what you need to do is start a podcast.
Yeah.
And just
and just
start
interview people.
inviting them
Yeah.
in and every
it's
podcast.
a pre-interview for dating.
Yeah.
It's like a blind date.
Because my girlfriends are like, because my ex is a terrible human. So they're like literally next to like a blood sample. We need to know the next person that comes into our lives.
Yeah.
Especially with Bowie too, right? Like,
Well, yeah, for sure.
yeah, we're really fortunate. We have amazing friends and my dad's awesome and male friends and female friends. But yeah, eventually I'm like, I don't want to keep getting cats. Like, not that there's anything wrong with cat lady.
Okay, how many
I was
cats do you have?
I have one right
You
now,
have
but
one?
I'm very close to getting 2.
She's on 3.
You're on 3, but you're still dating, so there's hope.
No, but yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can still have cats and people want to date you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought
Here's
it was
a
a
cat
wonderful.
too.
Well, like I'm dating someone, but I'd date someone with cats.
All right.
I'd be like,
I feel like cat like that's like not a red flag.
No.
It shouldn't be a red flag.
What about all my emotional baggage?
no,
No.
no.
That means you've been through shit.
and you're still going.
Yeah,
so.
I'm still going. There's
I think
no,
it's
there's
a
no
green
way
flag.
else. Yeah.
What is your emotional shit? Let's talk about that.
Oh Lord Jesus! How much time do we have?
I don't know.
I mean, dated the wrong people, married the wrong person, didn't have confidence in myself, and that's taken like a big journey, especially like I didn't really have time to like revel in it. Like I had to kind of, because I was pregnant with Bowie and like we fled Australia and I had
Holy
to,
shit.
yeah. Like
so you got pregnant you were like married to an
I was
Australian
pregnant
in
here,
Australia?
got married for immigration and then like fled just because there was a myriad of reasons.
That's wild.
And so then came home and was pregnant. Actually came to the county to live with one of my best friends, Kat. And then didn't really have time to be like, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm breaking up my marriage. Just kind of like, fuck it. You got to just like, you know, had like some stuff.
Yeah.
But had to like just, and because he kind of messed us up financially, I had to go back to work day 4 of Bowie's birth.
Oh
so
my
I haven't
God.
stopped. So everyone's like, like friends would send me texts on mat leave. They're like, we're so bored. And I'm like, I love you so much, but fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
my God.
I forget what boredom feels like, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm also a sucker and keep making businesses. So, I mean, it's my own fault. But yeah, I think personal growth has really been a priority. The last year has been a lot easier for me mentally, like, and good anxiety meds, good people, like getting rid of the fight or flight constantly, like, you know?
So hard.
And then I think my newish thing that I had to learn was like financial literacy.
No one teaches you that.
No one teaches you that. You know, you're like, thank God I know what an isosceles triangle is.
Yeah.
They're
It's like,
how do I do my taxes?
That's
I
a
can
right
count.
angle.
Yeah. Like I've never
What's
used that
insurance?
once.
You
Yeah.
know, like these are the questions.
Yeah. So that, like, I'm actually going to be working on a campaign in the fall. I can't say the company, but just kind of highlighting and showcasing like divorced women and how you had to become financially kind of like independent and confident and intelligent.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that was like the Rebel Mamas, which is an awesome group all over now, but they kind of, they would throw events and I went to a Wealth Simple one and then it kind of stuck because everyone I dated, they kind of were in control of finances and stuff and I never really had the interest, but it's different when you're by yourself and you're like, no, I'm going to do this. But yeah, so that's like my new thing. But yeah, emotional, like mental baggage, I guess, just like feeling like I'm a human and not worthless. That's always, you know?
Hey, when you can get to that point, once
Yeah.
you've clawed to that point.
Yeah, because you don't want to put on your kid either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
But
seen the Barbie movie?
No, I want to. It's at the drive-in, but I also don't like bugs. So I think we're going to wait till it like goes to theater and get a sitter and then go.
Okay.
I heard it's good.
So it
Or I
changed
guess-
my life.
Really?
Straight up, I watched
Greta.
it Friday night.
Yeah.
I did not illegally download it from the internet.
Okay.
So I'm sitting in my
she
bedroom.
doesn't like to leave her house.
I have very bad social anxiety.
I don't, but every time I get into bed, I'm like, how can I live and work and operate from my bed?
Yeah.
Because
So
I love
I am
bed.
watching the Barbie movie on
Yeah.
Friday night and I am sobbing because she explains my anxiety. She
Aw.
explains all the things I've been feeling my entire life.
Oh,
And
Greta.
then it taught me how to just not give a shit.
Good.
And I'm like, I think everybody needs to watch this movie.
All right.
And
It's on my list.
in a
Yeah,
way
it's on my
that's
list,
like
too.
anyone who's ever felt like insecure or like they're not worth it or they can't dress the way they want or be who they
Oh,
want.
God, daily,
Like,
man.
Honestly, it's I don't have enough good words for this movie.
All right. Well, now it's a
Put
priority.
it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited, and I'm happy that you felt that way.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
like
so
gave you
stoked.
some like
It gave me like a
extra
different
badassery.
like strength that I didn't know I'd needed,
Good.
and that's why I'm wearing leopard today.
I like it. I like the animal print.
Yeah,
For
I
those
was
that
like,
know
I
me,
would've
know
never-
I'm. Yeah,
But I'm like today, I was like, you know what? I want to wear overalls and I want to wear leopard. So
I think
fuck
you
it.
should rock that more.
I'm going to.
Yeah, fuck it.
I like it. And your pink blazer. I love your pink blazer.
I love a pink blazer.
Did you but you have this like incredible resume as I was Googling you last night. But how did you leave high school and go to post-secondary? And did you have anxiety through all this? Because I feel like you did crazy things.
I think I had anxiety. I didn't know it. I think I love my parents, but I was pushed pretty hard to be really great at stuff and not make mistakes. So I think that kind of stemmed from my anxiety.
Perfectionism.
Yeah. So I think that, like, in a good way, it, you know, propelled me to accomplish things, but also it messes with your mental health, you know, like when I went back to school and got my diploma in applied nutrition, I was so like, because I'm not a math or science like brain, like I'm more, you know, creative and whatever. So I would give myself like fake tests before the exams, because the exams were like 60 pages and I wanted to get honors. And then I finished with a 3.9. I wanted a 4.1, but I still graduated with honors. But there was one class that I got a B in, and I was so obsessed with it that I was like, should I just do it again? Which is like another $1,000. And like, I just couldn't see that I did so well that I had to do like that internal voice, which is my mother, was in my head. And I was like, but then I was like, okay, just appreciate. So from high school, like even in high school, I was in like lots of clubs and played volleyball and was a good student. And, you know, just that pressure, like played piano, played, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to push that on my kid. So now I'm trying to, like, part of my therapy and stuff with my therapist is like just enjoying the moment in front of you instead of always like being like, what's next, what's better, what's different. So that's really challenging for me.
It's so difficult.
But yeah, I've done a lot because I also maybe think I have ADHD.
You're giving me big ADHD vibes. You're in a room with 2 ADHD, and I'm like, she feels at home here.
Yeah, I think like I'm just like, I like doing new stuff, and not because I want to like make less life for myself or room for myself. I just really like working with cool people and doing cool things and new projects, because I also think like everything's an evolution too, right? Like I was in fashion for years, but that was a lot of late night. So when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I was like, okay, food has always been a thing. Let's get to the other side of this and do nutrition. And then when I started doing private catering and like hosting events and stuff like that, the hours were, I got to, you know, curate them. So it wasn't like, I mean, I still bartended and stuff, which is obviously late night and stuff. But like now I've curated my life, and people are like, oh, would you ever do a bricks and mortar? And I was like, no, because I can be home most nights by 8:39, back with my kid. He gets to stay up a little later, and then, you know, work Sunday mornings and then take Sunday off for like family stuff or friend stuff. Yeah. So I've done a lot, but I'm trying to hone in what makes sense for me and my small family, and also just like spending time with friends and like, you know, going to the city for a couple days this week and being able to, you know, and like making time for stuff like this. Like I love this stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so, but I do think I have ADHD. I feel like I should be like, hey dog, hey.
Hey, I had to, it was like starting this podcast because Kay has ADHD and my partner has ADHD. And I was diagnosed bipolar too. But when I went on meds for it, it like fucked me up. I was like, I should probably just die. But I didn't. I pulled through. And then
amazing.
But then as I hung out with her and then my partner learned more about it, I was like, this really seems like I could have this. And then I found out a lot of women get misdiagnosed bipolar when they have ADHD. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or not diagnosed at all.
Yeah.
That's because I don't,
as like children were taught to mask it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like when I hit, I think I was like 33, maybe 34. And I was like, hey doctor, I took this test on the internet.
Google told me that I need some more meds.
Yeah.
Google told me.
And then like last week I was like, I found another, like it was like a research study that's still ongoing about autism and just like the different kinds of it.
Yeah.
And I'm
spectrum.
like, oh shit, I think I'm also autistic.
Yeah.
So
all the things
and I'm sure like my girlfriend and I were talking about this the other day that like probably most people today, especially in this culture where we're like so driven in this and like there's no time for rest or relaxation, and you're, you know, it's a badge of honor if you have like, if you're, I'm so busy, I'm so much busy, you know.
Suck it.
I think probably a lot of people have ADHD or like a version of it, just because like people are pushed so hard, and you know, with like the cost of living and like people not paying enough, like you feel most people have to have like 17 jobs just to afford living anywhere, let alone the county or the city, which are very expensive.
Yeah. Like even just like I was like, if my parents didn't buy my place for me, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
Yeah.
No.
Like it's like I have 2 kids, 1 income.
Yeah.
And 3 cats.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you have 2 kids. You're already like a superhero to me. But like 1 income, 1 kid, and then some business. You're just like, I was like, what's retirement? What's pension?
What's that like?
what are those things? Like, what are benefits? What are all these things that people keep talking about?
Yeah. That's the one thing that my mom always told me. She's like, if your company offers an RRSP contribution, she's like, just do it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I did.
Yeah, or matching or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like all of it. So I thankfully started doing that when I was like in my early 20s.
Oh,
You're
that's
so
good.
smart. That's
Everyone do that.
yeah.
I didn't know
Everyone
what it meant,
do
and
that.
I didn't know
Don't
why
be
I
like
was
us.
doing it.
Be like you.
But like, I also didn't know why
Google
I was
it,
doing
Google
it
it.
or what it was
But it's
doing.
good.
But
Also
I knew
take-
it was good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Also take a test online for ADHD, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then talk to your doctors,
Yeah.
please.
Please go talk to your doctor.
Because honestly, it changed my life.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like getting medicated,
Yeah.
I had my yearly review with like the bald men downstairs
Yeah.
who are our bosses.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Bald
something
men.
in you is different. I was like, oh, hey, guess what? I'm medicated.
Yeah.
They're like, you're completely different.
Yeah.
Like, because I can focus things. I know how my brain works.
Yeah.
And I can use that. And it is now my superpower.
Well, I like that you're using this forum too as like not hiding it, because I think
Okay.
like it's good to be honest about, you know, mental health and
Absolutely.
and if you are on meds and stuff, and that's not like take the taboo away from it, because
Oh, yeah.
that's okay. Like
Yeah.
if it helps you live better and be better and feel better, like inside
Yeah.
it out, then why
Why
hide
not?
that, you know? And
Exactly.
could maybe help someone else figure out that maybe that's not so bad and they could use it too, right?
Yeah, the other thing I really wanted to do, like specifically with this podcast, it's like I have all these mental illnesses. Like
Yeah.
I am unhinged. I cry a lot. And I can still do that and like be really good at my job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
that a
not a
lot of
one
people
box.
think they're like, oh my God, okay, so you're like depressed. That means you're not successful or you're
Yeah.
not whatever. And I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm depressed. And yes, I cry a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm scared about everything.
Yeah.
But like I'm killing it. Like
You're
I'm
killing it, and you're working through it and working beside it.
Yeah.
Which then you figure out how it works for you and how you can still.
Exactly. And I think that I assume this. People think like there's like that whole stigma. It's like around mental health. And it's like, okay, if you admit to it, then it's like you must be like that picture of depression or anxiety or
No,
whatever that
it's
you see in the media. And I'm just like, that's
different
not
no.
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
For the people in the back who may not have been listening, my name is Holly Aman, and I am the owner and head coach of Fit with Holly Aman. I have been keeping it real over the past 3 years and helping individuals feel comfortable in their bodies by promoting balanced lifestyles. I offer a variety of options to be in my world and learn and grow from wherever you are. Anywhere from one-on-one online coaching, which is my personal fave, to fitness and nutrition membership options that fit your needs. And hey, if you aren't really in the market for a coach but kind of want to see what I'm all about and maybe get some cool freebies and cool advice, check out the link in my Instagram bio and in the show notes for access to my private Facebook group, and subscribe to my emails because that's where all the goods, i.e. deals and mini offers, go first. Like my free mini macro masterclass happening August 16th at 6 p.m. Don't worry, you got time to get in. And for more information, tap the link in the show notes below and make sure to follow me on Instagram at fit.with.holly.a.
In case you missed it, we love the Family Dental Center. After years of struggling with dental anxiety, I finally felt comfortable booking an appointment thanks to the wonderful Dr. Yasmin.
Locally owned and operated with offices in Belleville, Frankfurt, and Coburg, the Family Dental Center has a team of highly qualified, caring dental professionals using modern technology to offer patients a stress-free and amazing dental experience.
But that's not all. FDC offers a wide range of dental services to meet your needs and ensures your trip to the dentist is convenient. Let's not forget their deep commitment to the community. They actively engage by providing educational initiatives like FDC Goes to School, offers services such as free dental day.
To stay updated on all the incredible work the Family Dental Center is doing for our community, make sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram at FDC Family and visit their website, familydentalcenter.com. You're very open on your social media about your struggles. Do
I try to
people
be, and
relate?
like especially the solo mom stuff and leaving, a bad relationship. I've had some women come forth in my DMs, and if I can help just one person, like just find the strength, or like even tell them that it's harder to be solo full-time parent. But the alternative is, you have control, you get your self-worth back, all that stuff. So it's going to be harder, but you're you're going to be way more content and fulfilled. So I think I've helped some women in the past. So if just me being honest about stuff that I went through, not even just like honest parenting, because I think parenting is insanely hard.
It's wild. You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
I
people
admire
don't talk.
parents.
People talk. It's like, oh yeah, no. It's like sometimes I hate my kids.
Oh yeah, I tell Bowie, I was like, we can be mad at each other. You can be mad at mommy. I can be mad at you. But we always love each other. I was like, but there's going to be times where we do not like each other, and that's okay as long as we talk about it. We're going through a very aggressive stage right now, so I think we're gonna. Girlfriend's mom is a behavioral therapist, so I think like that's where we have to go because nothing else is working.
Yeah.
But when you see moms that are like, oh, just baking cookies and my life is so good, I'm like, where'd you get your kid? Where'd your kid come from?
What
is it
the
a
hell?
robot? Because I was like, my kid's like funny and sweet and awesome, but there's also like 30% that's like demon. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, so people need to talk about how hard it is and how shitty it is sometimes, and that there's no support. Especially for solo parents.
It's so...
Or even like co-parenting parents. There's no financial support. There's no like government support. There's there's nothing. And then everyone expects you to be in it and okay and love your kid all the time and like, be social and be successful and not be depressed and, bake muffins and like all this.
Oh
and
yeah,
you're like,
show up to like all the schooling
Jesus.
events
Yeah.
and volunteer for the class. I'm like, I don't have time to do this.
No, that's
and
'cause-
I would have loved to be that mom that was constantly in the classroom volunteering, going on school trips. But I'm like, if I don't go to work, like at the time, I can now.
Yeah.
But like if I didn't go to work at my last job, I didn't get paid.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like even him being in preschool and like the amount of times he'd get sent home and then you can't go home for 2 days or you can't go back to school. It's like I'd have to cancel meetings or like food stuff or caterings. And it's like if I had a job that was for someone else, I would be fired like 7 times over. Like how do they expect parents to be there for their kids if they don't have a full-time nanny? It's like there was a thing on Threads the other day. It was just this guy saying like, people don't give solo parents, like dads, moms, anyone, them enough credit. And he's like, most parents and dual parents too, but you're doing the job of like 7 people because like you're a chauffeur, you're a cook, you're a therapist, you're a doctor, you're this. You still have your own real job.
Yeah,
you have you got to keep the house clean. You got to keep the pets fed. You got to like do the garden. You got to do this. You got to make healthy meals. You got to meal prep. You got to like So
that's where
it's insane.
it's crazy.
I can't.
No,
I was like,
it's impossible to even try.
I finally caved and decided that I need to hire someone to do my garden for me.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I can't do it. Like that's where it ends for me.
Well, yeah, and it's good, and then you're supporting community too, right? You're helping someone else and employing them, and I think if you have the means to hire out and outsource things that also support other people, then why not?
Yeah.
Like
I already have someone that does the lawn and the snow shoveling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my front garden is a hot mess.
My tomatoes are a bit messy right now, but I just look at them because I'm like, oh, they worked. I was like, I'm keeping 2 things living right now.
We got it.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a success though.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a salad with them, so like,
Beautiful.
I'm like, pretty proud.
Yeah.
I'd be proud of you too.
How did you have cooking experience before you became a nutritionist? Like, how did you get to where you are now as a private chef?
So I, since I was a kid, I loved food. And then my grandparents, no longer with us, but they were a huge influence. They had gardens. They were like off the boat from Holland, had gardens. So like I remember as a kid just like grabbing like tomatoes warm from the sun and just putting sea salt on it and eating it and it being like,
amazing.
This is good.
Yeah.
And my grandmother on my dad's side, she was like an awesome cook. Very simple though. Like Dutch food is very like, different cuts of meat that you braise to tenderize it and then lots of like potatoes and like stuff like that. But it was just perfect. Like it felt like a hug. And
the best
then
kind of food.
my family was very into food. My dad cooks a lot too. And then like when I was like 9 or 11, I was responsible for like 1 meal a week for the family. And then when I moved away to school, like none of my roommates could cook. So then we do like family cooking nights. And then I was in like bars and restaurants and then started doing like apprenticeship with chefs and caterers and like one guy that had a food line, and then went back to school for nutrition and just started my first original name was RB. What was it called? Rachel Bies Nutrition. And then I didn't want to pigeonhole myself, so I went more into like, because it's not just, especially after having a kid, it's like everything. But yeah, and then just got some really like never advertised, never whatever, and then just worked on my skills and lots of, trial and error, lots of reading, lots of cookbooks, lots of travel, going to just little hole in the walls and seeing how they do stuff, like tasting and we traveled a lot as a kid too. So like curries and stuff, like I wasn't afraid of them, where my kid now like hates everything. But yeah, it was just kind of like a love, and then went in it like full time after nutrition school and just love it. Like the clients I get to work with are amazing.
That's so cool.
So it started in Toronto.
It started as a kid
Yeah.
in like Cornwall, Montreal area, Ottawa. And then, it just kind of like, it never stopped. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like, especially like being a kid, like a teenager and like 20s in the food industry, you get to try so much
yeah.
and like, cocktails and this and that. So it just, whatever I was working, it was just kind of like, I'd be like, oh, cocktails are cool. Like, but then it was called mixology, which like you say anyone that now, they'd cringe at you. They'd be like, oh, you were a mixologist.
I still like it.
Yeah, but yeah, I just find it fascinating that you can take these really cool quality ingredients and keep it as simple as possible, but make it just so like, and that's my love language, like cooking for people, friends, clients, like, friends have babies. I just bring over a big care package of food because I'm just like, flowers are great, all that's great, but you're starving, you're thirsty as fuck, and like it's so nice just to open the fridge and not have to worry about that, right? I think that's like a hug, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it kind of like started here, and then just kind of I've always had one foot in some sort of culinary industry, and then it just kind of became full time.
And is that when you became a writer too, like after you were in the food scene after school? Yeah,
it was like I was still in like fashion, slowly going into food before I was in nutrition. And then I started writing for She Does the City when they first started. McNeely, who I love, Jen. And then I just kind of started doing like smaller stuff. And then like Eco Parent, and then like social media kind of like started going somewhere. And people would interview me for things. I was working with cool clients, and then sort of like naturally became like an ambassador with some cool brands. And then started doing like food stages and hosting things and like being on panels and speaking about like, nutrition and wellness with like being a parent, or just like keeping nutrition so you don't burn out, just healthy habits as like a woman that does a lot of stuff. Like there's so many of us that do multiple things, jobs and hobbies and whatever, that you need to, the basics, drink some water, movement, try to meditate or whatever that version is for you.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
That is a timeline, and I like it.
I just like fangirled so
Yeah,
hard. I was like, oh my God, I know She Does the City.
Yeah. And Jen, it was fun. And she just took a step back. And but it's cool to keep in contact with people that like, I mean, it was like 15 years ago.
Yeah. No, that's like, it's weird to say that, because it's like I did, like when I lived in Toronto for like 2005 to like 2008.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny because I kept in contact with a lot of those people.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like to see where some people are now, I'm just like, holy shit. Like, I knew you when you were, doing lines in the bathroom at like the Silver Dollar.
Yeah. Oh, the good old days.
It's like, okay, like that's our early 20s.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay,
it's like a
you're
lifetime ago.
Right?
I mean, it has.
Or it's like, I went to like this really weird Vice party once, and it was like in somebody's basement, and it was just literally like concrete walls. And now it's like, oh wait, now that band is touring the country, and they're like actually a big deal.
I remember seeing one of my first roommates in the city. He was the manager for what's his band name? It'll come to me. But Sam Roberts opened for them at one of the universities. This is like ages ago.
Yeah.
And then years later became friends with the whole band through an old friend that knew them, and actually like ended up going to Chicago and saw them like record one of their albums. Like, it's just so weird. But also, like, Sam Roberts was like, just Brother Down came out.
Yeah.
And now, like, the drummer Josh just got married and they've been together for like 5. And it's weird. Like, everyone's kind of like, you see people at their beginning stage and then you see them like 15 years later, like grown up, established, and like more chill and like,
It's
you
so
know,
weird.
or with kids or no kids. And it's like, wow, we used to be like badasses.
It's funny too because like through the radio stations, through Cool,
Yeah.
like there is so many like people, like musicians who
Yeah.
were like in punk rock and like metal and all this stuff, and they are now country touring musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I knew you when you had a thrash metal band.
And we were all angry about everything all the time. And you said my feelings.
Literally. And it's like, okay, now you're playing country music.
And now you can probably like also relate to that more now because you're like,
Well, yeah.
oh, yeah, I did leave my husband. Yeah, my dog did die.
Exactly. I really don't like beer, but you know,
We'll make
I
it
did.
work. Yeah. Oh, God.
That's funny.
That's cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
life is weird, man.
Life is weird.
It's-
And like, yeah. I mean, I remember being in high school and thinking like 25 was old.
yeah.
And like you were going to be married and have 2 kids and like the house. And then the older I got, the less I wanted that.
Yeah.
And one of my best girlfriends in high school, she like is still friends with her. And she wanted that and she has it. And she's the happiest. And she's like an educator, all that. And a couple of us have similar. And I'm like the one that has the kid, but probably the most like least conventional of parenting and whatever. But yeah, I just remember,
that's
like,
why I'm in
was
the
like,
friend group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, why did I think 25 was old? 25 was nothing.
Oh my God, yeah. Like I look back now and I'm just kind of like 27, I think is such a pivotal year
Yeah.
for everyone. That's when it's like, okay, like I'm going to either continue partying
Yeah.
or I'm going to grow up.
Yeah. Or we're going to make different decisions.
Or I'm going to change. I don't know. I find that whenever I talk to people, 27 is just,
27 was a weird year for me.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I'm wrapping it up and
27 was like my long-term relationship ended. I was like a single parent again. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is going to be the year that everything changes. And
Yeah.
then I just grabbed life by the balls and just
There you go.
ripped them out.
Yeah, girl. Let's rip those
What a
balls
time.
out.
Yeah.
we'll see what 28 brings for me.
Wait, you're 28?
I'm turning
Yeah.
28 in
Oh
September.
my God. Girl, hang on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Sunscreen.
Also,
Yeah, I
don't
have to
worry
wear
about things.
sunscreen. Yeah, I think that's because like I had crippling anxiety
Yeah.
as a child and then all the way through. But I think school and university, it all makes it seem like when you're done here, you have to get your job and then stick with that
No.
job. And
That is what you were to do for the rest of your
yeah,
life.
I don't believe in that.
No, I think that kind of sets you up for failure.
Absolutely.
So
Well, then it's like, now it's like you finish school. It's like, so you get your 4-year degree and then what? It's
Yeah.
like, there's no jobs
Yeah.
in certain fields. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
you told me my whole life that I would,
Yeah, I would do this and then I would have
Yeah.
this.
yeah,
Where's
I would
this?
be able to buy a house and
Yeah.
I would be able to support my family. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't do any of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
But
like,
I love, I just talked to someone on the weekend and he is like, I think he's in his mid 30s, but he's going back to like teachers college now because
Yeah.
he got his red seal in carpentry over COVID and now he's going to become like a professional teacher of
That's
carpentry.
amazing.
And I'm like, people need to tell you more that you can change paths later in life.
Well, like, what is it? Was it was it 4-day workday? I forget the
Yeah.
book now. But essentially, it was like average people that kind of do this mentality, not the rigid stuff, but change their careers up to 8 times in their life. And, it's evolution. You change,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
you grow, you develop. Like, I love food and stuff. Food will always be a huge thing, but also like launching the property management too. It's like, it's scalable, I'll be 43 this year, which by no means I feel old, but I eventually would like to staff it out and
Yeah.
like build it more into like books and maybe a food line and then maybe work with the property management. You know what I mean? So it's just more time with my kid, more time for
Yeah.
life, which is like probably the best version of retirement I'll get is like still working, but hopefully more remotely.
Yeah.
Where I
More
have
CEO,
staff and
like,
I can,
be
and
like-
just like,
oversee all of the things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like different streams of revenue. So like I can set up my kid and we can, really love travel. My kid's taken to travel really well.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, the 5-year goal is, to spend winters in like Nika or something. And just, I hate winter. My kid hates winter.
Yeah, I hate winter.
I'm not a
winter.
skier. He has no interest in like skiing or skating.
I can't.
But we love water. So, you know, if we can do virtual school when he gets a bit older
Yeah,
and
you
like
can.
and make it work, like I hate that people are like, no, we can't leave because they're in school. It's like, why don't you make school work for you? Work with the teachers and, you know, the admins.
There's so
and see
many
if-
options now.
Yeah. Or maybe we do homeschool
Yeah.
for 3 months and they just give me the packages and the curriculum if that's not an option, you know?
Yeah.
So like, but
Why
I feel
not?
like you need to make your life work for you because I don't want to be home every day of every month. I want to travel and like take my kid and, you know, like when he's 9, I've already started planning a trip to Africa. Like, 'cause I
that
want
would
him to
be
see
cool.
it.
That would be
Yeah, Giraffe Manor. I've been obsessed with. Have you ever seen it?
No.
So it's this beautiful manor. It's insane. Like it's not cheap by any means, but essentially in your room, you wake up and you have breakfast, and the windows open, and then like giraffe heads just come in, and you have breakfast with them, and they're all over the manor. And it's like sustainable. It's not like a zoo. It's like they take really good care. And
Like a rescue type situation.
kind of, yeah. It's in Kenya. And it's like,
Oh, that's
I've been obsessed with
cool.
it for ages. So I keep forcing like giraffes on Bowie. But I want
You
him to
will
be.
love
Yeah,
giraffes.
they are your favorite animal. But I'm like, hey, do you know why their tongues are purple? It's like, why? It's like, so they don't get sunburnt because they're always eating leaves and stuff. So I'm going like this, right? So I'm trying to make it like educational, but also like,
Oh, smart.
but it's
I
going to
didn't
be a
know that.
core memory. So I need him to be a bit older. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
spending
Yeah.
that money on a
When he
4-year-old.
doesn't remember.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
either.
No.
You don't deserve it yet.
But I also think that's more all about school. Yeah, I get it. It's important. But if
Yeah.
you can actually give your kids or yourself the like traveling and experiencing things, that you're learning way more from
I think
that.
it's the best bang for buck. Like, and also like if you can find like an outreach or some sort of volunteer sector too, if you're in a place that could benefit from it, then you're also showing your kid. It's good to like give back if you have excess, which, you know, we're not millionaires by any means, but if we have a bit, we always try to donate to like friends' causes or kids that are raising money for stuff or whatever, especially community wise. But I think it's, I mean, you know, sometimes it's $20 because that's all we can spare that month.
But that's
you know,
fine.
sometimes
Like,
it's,
that's-
or even just time, right? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's a smart kid. But I think, make life parent, not a parent. You're turning 28. What do you want 28 to be? You know?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Yeah, that's when you
I know
gotta
what you
like.
want.
Do you?
You want to buy property?
I do wanna buy a property.
You want to start farming again?
I think yes, I do.
Oh, so
See?
maybe start like, and also like manifestation.
I thought it was trash, and then people started talking about it on this podcast, and now I write down manifestations. Who am I?
I know. See, but you're
Crazy.
evolving. And like, honestly, if it doesn't work, who cares?
Yeah.
But if it does, it's a very simple step just to make a really good, like, energetic connection with your future, and getting it out there, I think is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like writing things down as a list.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
in my brain, it's like if I have all these things brewing,
Oh, yeah, you're
I get anxious.
Yeah.
So if I put them down on paper, then it's like, okay, like I can make this real.
I need like a vision board.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah.
And you can even do them just like on your phone
Yeah.
now, like on Canva
That's
and
what
stuff.
Pinterest is for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Right?
a good idea. I should do that.
And then like think about it, like, you know, it's your. It's
like, what am I doing
your
today to fulfill
blank
my
canvas?
vision?
27 was a year, like a lot of shit happened,
Yeah.
but I think 28 is gonna be great.
But you learned so much.
I did learn a
through the
lot.
shit.
And there's always going to be shit, right?
There's
like, let's be
always
honest.
gonna be shit.
Life is a difficult,
Life is-
sneaky bitch. like,
She's
just when
such
you
a
think you're
sneaky
like
bitch.
sailing, they're like, oh,
Just
I'm gonna
kidding.
throw this at you just to make sure you're okay. And you're like,
Pandemic.
Yeah.
you're like, come on, universe. Come
Yeah.
on.
I
let's
was like, I
be
just want to
friends.
have a baby. And then it was like global pandemic. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
This
no
isn't what I
daycare.
thought.
Still working. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a condo, which is the size of a peanut. And you're like,
fuck everything.
Lord help me. There was a lot of wine that year.
Yeah, I bet. Oh.
Postpartum depression
So
was
when did
fun.
you make you really haven't been in the county that long then?
No, this is our third summer. So we've been coming here on and off for years. And then as a kid, I went to a camp not far from here. But we made the full-time move August 2021.
Okay.
That would be 21 summer, 22 summer, 23
Yeah.
summer. Yeah. So not quite 3 years, or
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
I get
add
what you
math.
mean.
I don't do math.
No.
But yeah, so like
That's a big transition. And Bowie would have been what, 1, 2?
He was baby. He was like still like, I mean, he was walking and talking, but he was like, his formative years have been here with like outdoor space and like,
so
you know,
nice.
So
cool daycares where there was like praying mantises and like turtles and frogs and like an experience you would never get in the city. And just we've knocked it out of the park as far as like daycares and people that have become friends, and like now like preschool's awesome. And so we've been, and then a lot of our friends had already moved out here in the last few years. So us moving, it wasn't like we had to start from fresh. We had a lot of friends that we've known for years in the city that, you know, used to party with and hang out. And now we all kind of had kids and made this transition.
That's cool.
And even people we didn't know were really like super welcoming and like offering referrals for work and stuff. Like just
that's awesome.
Kindness.
I think the county has that.
Instrumental
big
kindness.
community,
We talk about that. I think we've mentioned it a couple times where it's like you go to the county and there's like kind of like this community where it's like you kind of want to help each other out.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, some of it's hard too because there's a part of it that also make you known that you're not welcome, like you're not ever going to be county, which we know, and they call us, which I thought was quite clever.
Cityots.
I was like, Cityots.
Yeah.
It's like, so I was trolling a Facebook thing because I was like, wow, this escalated really quickly, and then someone was like, oh, the Cityots go back, and I was like, oh, that's us. I was like, that's funny.
It's definitely like a certain, it's not all city people, but there's like that city, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm like, the people I know are just like very caring, very like respectful. They're trying to make, you know, but yeah, I mean, there's assholes everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You know, build lives and make the community better. And like,
and we wanted to take our kids out of the city, and we still visit often, but like, this is a really nice community and place on earth. Like, it's paradise in the summer and fall. Winter.
Hard pass on that.
Yeah. But, you know, it's beautiful, and there's water, and there's green, and there's parks, and there's
forest and nature and all those beautiful things that you look for.
Yeah.
But then you're still close enough to the city that it's not
well,
like...
that's the thing. And even like Kingston, you know, like if you need to go to Costco or just you want like some city living and don't want to dive, you know, there's some great restaurants.
They have ramen there now.
Oh,
do they?
They have Quinton.
I miss good dim sum.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't found that yet.
Napanee.
Okay. Whoa. Really? That's not far from me.
It is.
Oh, you got to send me that because I'm like, I crave it on the daily.
Now I want to go.
And I buy frozen stuff and try to like make it as fast as possible.
So it's like it's kind of like I'll send it to you the link, but it's so effing good.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
Like shumai and all that.
Like,
I'm so excited.
I love shumai.
Oh my God.
God damn it. Now I used to live in China. I lived in Kensington Market. So we used to do,
all of it.
Like just love life.
Yeah. When I was, oh God, I've like, anytime I go to the city, I always order like dim sum and sometimes bring some home, and then like really good Italian takeout.
Oh yeah.
I love pasta, but sometimes I just don't want to make it. So tonight we're going to one of our best friend's house where we always stay. And he's like, what do you want for dinner? I was like, I think pasta. Like, I haven't had pasta in a while. And then we'll always make a dinner for him and his family. And then we're going to Snoop Dogg tomorrow.
That's
the
so
the kids will
fun.
have McDonald's.
I just want Taroni so
Oh my God.
Taroni.
Okay, I will try and get Taroni, and I'll try and bring you guys some back.
So good.
Or I'll cook for you and try to remake Taroni favorites.
Let's try that.
Okay, so I get your emails every week with your menus.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want this so bad. Like all of it.
So what's the email like? Is it recipes in the email?
It's just like meal drop. So I'll do in the fall winter, I do city once a week, and then like county Quinte.
Okay.
So it's meal delivery. So it's like a set menu every week with obviously like keto, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free options. And there's like a fish, there's a this, there's that, there's a bunch of salads, there's vegetables. It's all very seasonal, like, because we have a small garden, and then we love going to the farmers markets, but we've really taken to it too. And then you just kind of pick your portions and the stuff that you want, and then I deliver it, make it, and deliver it through the week. So then families
Do you have a team, or is this just you?
It's just me, but I staff events when I can. But there's also no staff in the county.
Yeah.
It's like
That's insane. That sounds like you're doing the job of 100 people. This is very hard to comprehend.
I don't understand either. That's why I think I have ADHD.
You're just like, I gotta do it. I'm doing it.
Also, I have like chronic insomnia and and
Everything
chronic PTSD.
Yeah.
So, but I think in my head they all really work well together, and they just like
drive you.
I'm just like 4 a.m. I'm like, let's get shit done, and then like, but then at 9 p.m, unless like we're out for dinner, have friends over, I'm like, and scene.
Yeah.
You know, like,
no.
I may not sleep well or whatever, but I love just like laying in bed and
down.
like
Just,
either a book or like I like playing crosswords or like
nice.
watching like Friends because it's like it's like a hug.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of lay there and I'm just like, I probably won't sleep for 2 hours, but Lord, I love bed.
I
Like,
love
I'm just
I will
like-
get into bed at 10. I will not be asleep till 12 or 1.
Right?
But I will lie there.
And then
peacefully.
like when you throw in fresh sheets and a little lavender spray, and you don't need the aircon and the windows are open, then you're like,
beautiful.
this is
the
so good.
fall weather when you just crack the window,
yeah.
it's a little bit too
my
cold.
God, girl, you're
So
speaking my
good.
language. That's my favorite. Like I was talking to someone yesterday that I'm ready for fall. Like unless I'm on the water or have a pool, which neither of those things I have. This heat doesn't do anything
Nope.
for me. Like I
I
just,
get it.
but
I get
like
so grumpy.
me too, because
just-
it's hot.
I get
It's too
angry.
hot.
Like,
There's no
don't.
like.
This year is the year that my boobs have finally decided to rebel against me in the heat.
What do they do?
I've never had.
like,
Is
what
it
happened?
screaming?
It's under boob sweat rash. I've never had this in my life. This year, I'm like, what the
Bitches.
fuck is going on with my body? I hate
Just be
everything.
rashy. Like,
And I'm just grumpy, and it's like it's not letting up. It's like it rains, and it's kind of okay for like 2 hours, and then it's hot again, and I'm like, I hate this. Why?
So when Bowie would have crazy rashes, so if you toast flour
Okay.
and then put it in like a shaker, like a talc, that'll help like the friction and the aggressive nature of a rash, because rashes
Amazing.
aren't pleasant. So yeah, so it kind of takes the moisture and then also like soothes it because it's very like So there
Okay.
you go.
Well, I'm gonna do
That's
that.
a
Yeah.
hot tip. I like
Yeah,
that.
hot boob sweat tip with Rachel Bies.
It's new. It's your new adventure.
New business launching tomorrow. All about boobies. Bees on boobies.
I really hope that happens.
Me too. Sorry, Dad.
But you do. Can you tell us more about the boutique property management of another thing you have? We kind of talked about
Well,
it.
again, like I think like it'll be a slow grow. Like it's not, and we want to do it as authentically as possible. But essentially, boutique property management. So like STA stuff, like. A lot of people go away for the winter or stay in
Yeah.
Toronto. So just like having some really good people that can do like yard maintenance in winter, and like us just going in, and because you got to check the pipes and like all that, because you like there's
Pipes
that's
freeze.
a nightmare. Yeah, pipes freeze.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
But then the other side of it, we really want to use. So my business partner, Layla, is amazing. She's an educator, but she also has STAs in the city. So she has that part. She's very good with like math and business. I'm good with business. And then also we want to provide our clients, STA clients, with so people can walk in and have like a welcome charcuterie and local wine. As soon as they
that's
come
cool.
in, if they have kids, we can get them a beach pass and like some little buckets and like have some snacks ready for them, or do like an on-site dinner or make reservations. Or also we have some great clients, Beauty by Injection.
Yeah.
Sam. So she has a place in Picton, main character. So, they go and do, the IVs or
Yeah.
facials or whatever. So
Love Sam
we
so
have a girl
much.
that does like tan all the run stuff. We have like,
cool.
so
Yeah, that's
using
very
local
cool.
talent and
Yeah.
businesses, again, if we want to support our new community, and then just making it so if you don't know the county, you can come in and essentially just turn your brain off and have like the fridge stuff with snacks. Your kids are happy. You have a reservation. Your beddings are clean. You can go
so
get
it's like
a
a
facial.
whole like
Like a
concierge
service.
Oh, that's
exactly.
cool.
Which not a lot of. I don't think there's anything like it here.
There isn't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so we thought that would be kind of cool. And then, we can set up their listing, and we have a photographer.
Oh, that's
so they can
great.
update their Airbnb listing. And then eventually
so
we want to
cool.
work with Airbnb and maybe do some experiences. And
Oh,
just
that's a really great idea.
'cause there's so many good things in
Yeah.
the county. But if
Well,
you have a
especially-
family or you don't know, it's nice to have someone that knows a little bit of the inside to be like, oh, you love tacos, you love antique markets. There's one at Sunday at the drive-in. Also, there's a drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just stuff like you might not necessarily know, or it might feel like a bother to kind of like whatever, it might be too busy, but this way we can.
Well, this way it's like you don't have to like be like, okay, like this might be good, but we don't know.
And
like
then you're wasting time and money, and like we do all the work, so you literally just.
It's like my brain can't plan a vacation.
No.
You're done.
Yeah.
That's what I need that in my
Turnkey,
life.
pretty
I need someone
much.
to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I need that for my life.
yeah.
Be like, okay, you're going
Plan
on
my
vacation.
day.
This is going to be your 9 a.m., your 11.
I'm also going to be a life coach tomorrow too.
Oh,
Starting.
Fun.
I'm like,
the worst
I'm
life
ready.
coach.
I was like,
I'd be
I would totally.
Let's just drink wine and sunbathe.
I think that's life coach life. Like that's great.
Also, pizza is a good food group every
Yeah.
day.
Spicy margarita and
shit, yeah.
Oh, yes.
a pool.
Yeah.
Because I don't like things touching my feet.
No, I'm like the only time I was swimming in the lake, but we were like, it was like sand. There was no like seaweeds. Like I'm okay with that. And then if you swim far enough, you can't see anything. But
That
like
freaks
I
me
like
out.
oceans and seas better because like if I'm gonna die by a shark, at least I have like the 3 seconds to like make peace with it because I can see it.
Yeah.
Like I can see it. It's fine.
You know, I wouldn't even be mad about that.
Me neither.
Because I'm like, I'm in the ocean.
You're
I'm
just
floating
doing
here.
your job,
Floating
man.
and happy.
I'm just be like, yeah,
I'm on
okay,
your
cool.
turf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Yeah. So that's like that's
That's
the
really cool.
Fresh eyes.
That's
yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
I creeped your Instagram
Oh God, I'm sorry.
all the time. Constantly. But you always like you talk about the power of female friendships.
Yeah.
And I just want to like dive into that, be like, because I think that a lot of the time, like we're pitted against each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the amount of cool shit that women can do together
Yeah.
is like, it's so powerful.
I just reposted something on my stories and I thought it was just simple and magnificent. It was like people on the bottom are competing, but the people on the top level are collaborating.
Yeah.
Like just like
Oh,
how
yeah.
your mind works. Because when you have the strength of women or men or they or them or people, you can do different things. And then like even just like making the company with Layla, her strengths are awesome. And then my strengths, and then we work well together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, female friendships, honestly, like I'm just gonna try not to cry. We have been like, I still have old friends of like 20 plus years that we're still friends. Like one of them was up last weekend and we got a babysitter, went to the Royal, and we're like, holy shit, we haven't had dinner, the two of us, without kids in like a very long time. So
Yeah.
it was nice for both of us. And then friends that were acquaintances that have become solid crew of female friends in the county, and we all have kids around the same age. So we've brought back the adult sleepover.
Nice.
Where we get to have wine and not worry about driving or taking cabs.
That's so smart.
The kids play together, they eat together, they sleep together, and then we just stay up and, you know, take an edible, have some good life chats, have a cry. You know, the husbands are just like, you do you, or sometimes they come out and just like, but it's just such a like, every time you leave, and I've heard this before, like if you don't leave someone and feeling better about yourself or like uplifted or like refreshed, then that's not a good friendship. So yeah, female friendships, I think it's important, like even in a new relationship or whatever, like your females are your soulmates, you know, like,
Yeah.
and you know, they're there when you need them, even if you don't tell them, they just, you know,
They just know.
they're your sisters, you
Yeah.
know? And you can be real with them and be like, I fucking hate my kid. Or like, oh my God, work sucks. Or I just want to run away from life. Or, you know, they're with their relationships. And, you know, like, it's just nice to have a sounding board that there's no judgment. And
Yeah.
it's only like, they just want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
You know? And like you said, like what you can accomplish, like personally, professionally. But I've also had some, you know, experiences with really fucking toxic women.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
that
don't have time for that anymore.
You know, the shit I've heard them say about me while, you know, I've given them time and friendship. It's just like
No.
one there's this one that I've had a lot of problems with. And I heard that she was telling people I had a sugar daddy because how could I afford all this? And I was like, dude,
Sick.
I would fucking take a sugar
love a sugar daddy.
I was like, I
Love
wish
that.
that was true. But actually, it's just I work 24/7.
Yeah.
And that's how I can pay for stuff. But thank you for belittling a single mom that I can't,
Yeah.
you know, get my shit together.
But also, if you have a sugar daddy, there's nothing fucking
Yeah,
wrong
there's
with
nothing
that.
wrong.
no,
with that.
nothing wrong
Get
with
it.
that. Especially if he doesn't live here and he just sends you money and you
That
never have to
sounds
see him.
great.
That's all I want in life. I just want.
Where do we find those?
I don't think they exist.
They do.
Do they?
Oh yes.
Oh, let's talk more about that offline. Sorry, Dad.
This was magical.
Thank you.
Did we miss anything that you want to talk about or shout out?
No, I think just shout out to you guys for having me on.
Oh, thank you.
And just shout out to like our Prince Edward County and Toronto crew. Like, people make life worth it. All the shit and the highs and the lows. Sure. And I think if you have like a good, solid, like new friends, old friends, community, I think, you know, most parts can be pretty decent even when you're in the shits of it. Like, you know, that's it. That's all I got.
Awesome. I'm just going to shut her down.
Cool. Shut her down.
Shut her down.
Shut her.
That was amazing. Oh, so
I think
good.
that was my favorite episode. And that
is a bold statement.
I know.
You haven't even heard it yet.
I know. It's not even done being edited yet.
I haven't even started editing it yet. It is Wednesday at 10:30. So
I really do think, I think just coming and having somebody understand the single parent struggle. And not so much right now, like with Lincoln and stuff, because like I have so much support with Lincoln. But when it was just me and Kate, it was rough. Like, and it was hard. And it's like, I know, I kind of just, it just felt nice to be like, oh, okay, like more than just me was feeling this at the time. And that like my feelings were valid, and that, you know, you can create a community of cool, like parent friends and, you know, struggle through everything together.
Yeah. I think that's one thing I love about this podcast is I always feel like I'm the only one, which is not true. But again, social media puts like everyone is just putting their best foot forward. And I think we like to be pretty honest on here about our struggles and life and doubts and whatnot. But it just her coming in and being so honest, and what she shares is so honest. And I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Keep that up.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I love about our guests, is that we get the honesty out of them. Or we try to.
We try.
We try to get the nitty gritty, like the dirty details.
Yeah.
But not even like dirt.
No, just
but
like what
be like, yeah, it's
what
fucking
hasn't
hard.
gone perfect, and what do you struggle with that we may probably a lot of people are struggling with.
Yeah. And then it's like you see how people take that trauma and the hurt or whatever struggles they're going through, and they make it into something beautiful. It's just a great transformation.
And honestly, props to anyone out there who is in a struggle, is getting out of one, is like ebbing and flowing in one. It is rough, and as long as you're just given a little bit, like
you can only do what you can do.
You can only do what you can do. I said this to Jeanette because I went off my antidepressants. I probably should stop talking about this, but I'm not going to.
No,
I went off my antidepressants. I was on my ADHD meds, which was great. And then I realized, oh, I still have depression. That didn't fix it because I have ADHD and depression. Shock.
Are you on two now?
I'm on an ADHD. I'm on Vyvanse and I'm on Wellbutrin.
Oh, okay.
So I went on Wellbutrin, but I was already in a depressive episode, and then I went on Wellbutrin. Went to see my lovely therapist, and I was in a hot mess of a state, just sobbing. And she's like, well, didn't anyone tell you that like Wellbutrin gets real bad before it gets better? And I was like, no. And that's the thing with antidepressants. Like when you go on any antidepressant, they're like, it could get a lot worse before it gets better. Wellbutrin apparently like really takes you down. And she's like, but if you can just get to that good, like if you
it's
can
like the 3-4 week mark.
She's like, it'll be really good. And it is. I feel great.
Yeah.
I know it won't last forever. I get that.
Ebbs and flows.
But what I realize now that I'm doing well is like, I'm so hard on myself when I'm going through a depressive episode, because I'm like, why can't I just, it's not that hard. Like I just need to like go to work and like work out a little bit and walk. But when you're depressed, it like literally impacts your body. Like your body hurts. Yeah. You're exhausted. You don't have the capacity to do all the things.
I think we had this talk too, like the other week, where it's like the way people like form tasks and habits. So it's like, I already have ADHD. So like brushing my teeth isn't just like get out of bed, brush my teeth. It's get out of bed, you know, like walk to the mirror, make sure I don't have any like crazy zits on my face. Then I brush my teeth, then I floss, then I rinse. Then it's like 100 different tasks instead of realistically getting out of bed and brushing your teeth. And it's like you add depression onto that, and it makes it like
it's so daunting.
Literally impossible. And that's tie this all back into our intro.
Yeah.
That's where all my dental anxiety came from, because I was so depressed for so long that I wasn't regularly brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
And I was so terrified to go in and be like, oh yeah, your teeth are fucked, and then be embarrassed by it. But it's like, turns out they weren't. They were fine.
Yeah, but I think that's it. I remember I think it was like a TED Talk or something, and she said, if you are so depressed that you can't cook, like order food. If you are so depressed that you can't get up to put the dishes away, like keep Ziploc bags in your room and put your plates in those bags.
Into
so
Ziploc
that
bags, yeah.
Flies. Like there's things you can do.
Yeah, there's life hacks.
Yeah, just hack it so it works for you, because you will get out of that situation even though it feels like you're not going to.
Yeah. And worst comes to worst, you can throw the dishes out.
Yeah.
Or you can get paper plates.
And I think
Like, there's no shame in that.
For me personally, the hard part about depression is people can't, like, they can see it. Like, obviously I'm at a very different energy level, but for the most part, it's like, I'm always like, I'm just tired. Like, that's what, when people are like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just tired. But it's daunting.
Oh yeah, like I'm not sleeping right now, and it's like hitting me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can tell now that like me not sleeping is starting to impact like my mental health. And I'm like,
And it does. And that's
yeah,
the
it's
hard
been
part.
like 2:33 a.m. every night for the last 3 nights for no reason.
And I think it's getting better, but we are in a society where you're kind of expected, like as a child, I was always just expected to push through my mental health.
Oh yeah.
Because
but I think that's all we knew then too.
Yeah. And I think it is getting better. Like you can take mental health days, like they count as sick days, but it is hard still, because if people don't have depression or have anxiety or have mental health struggles, or like really bad mental health struggles, trying to explain to someone why you can't do that at that point in time is like...
It's like when people don't understand that it's a legitimate disability.
Yeah.
Straight up, someday, it's like, it's not as easy as just being like, okay, we'll stop being lazy and get out of bed.
Oh my God. If I could, after I got like officially diagnosed with anxiety in high school, the amount of freaking things people got me that said, keep calm and carry on.
Fuck you.
I was like, I would love to keep calm and carry on. Or people being like, just think positive thoughts. I'm like, you don't think I would love to do that? That'd be great.
Go in nature.
Go on a walk. You'll feel great. No, I won't.
No, I'm going to be a grumpy ass bitch and hate myself throughout that entire walk. But I'm still going to do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go on my mental health
But I'm
walk.
still going to be fucking bitchy at the end of it. And I'm
Yeah.
still going to feel like trash.
Yeah. So don't tell me to go for a walk. I already know to go for a walk. But if you are depressed right now or going through a mental health struggle,
Go for a walk.
okay, I will slap you.
I'm just kidding.
You're doing great.
Honestly, you can only do what you can do.
And you can ask for help.
If that means, yeah.
Also, shout out to frickin' Jenny.
What'd she do?
I was in a depressive episode, but I was trying to get out and like do things. And I saw her a couple times and she knew something was wrong. She invited me out to lunch when I was like feeling better. And she goes, are you okay? And I was like, I wasn't, but I am now. And she's like, I was worried about you. And I was like, my heart, thank you.
That's why I didn't go out that day.
Yeah.
So I was feeling the big sads.
It's always nice to have that person. So be that person to people.
Yeah.
Check in on your friends.
Yeah, check in on your friends. Make sure your friends are okay.
I don't want to
Even if
toot
you're not
our
okay.
own horn, but I feel like this is our best intro extra ever.
We like went on rants. We talked about mental health. I feel just it's good vibes all around here right now.
Again, though, we have been lacking on our socials posts. We know we need to do more videos. We have launched a Starboard Instagram, which is taking on a lot of time.
And
we have
the government is ruining my fucking life.
Yeah, the government. The government. I get it. So there's a bill called C-18, which is, I don't fully understand. I watched videos on it, but it's pretty much so now the CRTC, the broadcasting
Regulation board.
they
Council.
want Meta and Google and like all these big conglomerates to pay Canadian content creators to put our content on their sites.
Yeah.
Meta said,
Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm not doing that. We're going to block it all.
Which is, okay, you know what gets me though? Is it's not just Canadian content creators technically that they're blocking. It's only news.
It's only news. So
if anybody else is a creator on Facebook, you're fine. But if you're news, you're fucked.
So we have InQuinte at Starboard, which is a news site. So currently our Instagram is blocked, which means no one in Canada can see what we're posting. And that will go on to Facebook.
Yeah.
So we're trying to noodle ideas. So if anyone out there is having the same issue, let us know. Let's chat. Let's come up with some ideas because it's terrifying. So that's fun.
I think that's why I'm so like chaotic and a little bit depressed right now and not sleeping.
Well, we're just constantly trying to figure out a solution to it.
But there's no actual, like, the best part about all of this is that
They're not telling us that.
they're not talking to us at all. Like, there's no update. There's updates from Facebook in that when you get a notification on your Facebook saying that online news is going to be blocked in Canada, that is also the first time that the news
We're knowing about it.
are finding out about it.
And what you know is they're not giving us any more information.
Like, there's no communication.
So,
like, not even from the ones that are negotiating with the government.
We will ask that if you do use InQuinte, bookmark that.
Bookmark it, save it
as an app on your phone. We don't have an app yet, but we may get one eventually.
We're working on it.
Just, yeah. So that's
anything
also
you can do to support local news. Like, not even in just this area. If there's independent news sources that you love to like follow, like there's InQuinte for local stuff. If you read, if you want national news that's independent, the Maple is really great. If you want another news podcast about Canadian stuff, it's Canada Land is incredible. And it's all like a lot of Canada Land specifically, I think, is made up of like Bell Rogers that
cool.
got
fired.
And they made their own kind of like reporting podcast type thing.
The other thing is the Starboard Instagram and Facebook is live, and we're starting to do Meet the Team. And our first Meet the Team was John, which is bald guy number one.
Bald guy number one,
who we talk about a lot.
Also your father.
Also my father. And you can go watch that and learn more about John and who I was raised by.
He's so cute.
He is. I do. He is fun. There's some good like B-roll in that I'm gonna pull. I was like, "Are you excited?" And he was like, "No."
But just like straight up like deadpan, like
deadpan. Like I was like,
easily
okay.
could have asked another question and it would have been the same tone.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so funny because he kind of has a resting bitch face.
Oh, 100%.
And like my friends are always like, I don't think your dad likes me. And I'll always say to my dad, like, my friends think you don't like him. And he's like, why? I'm a fun guy. And I'm like, you don't really smile.
I thought he hated me until, okay, I've worked here for 8 years.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought he hated me for 7.
He's very like,
until you started working here.
Yeah. And he's like undercover weird. My whole family is like, my mom and I are like outwardly weird. My brother and my dad are like very well adjusted and like undercover weird. I said this to someone. I was like, I am mentally ill. I am chonky and I'm short and I'm not well adjusted. My brother is 6'2", fit, firefighting job, so well adjusted, like not fazed by things. I'm like, what did I get? Whoever creates people was just like, ha 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 ha, like sprinkling in chaos. Anyways.
Yeah. It's a situation. No, I had a good chat with your dad yesterday.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, no, it was nice. And then he was reading the dill pickle peanut nutritional facts.
Love that guy. Anything else? We did this a long intro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You're welcome. We'll see you next week. I believe it's Tasha from Fearless Tales.
Yes.
Dog training.
I love dogs.
I started training with her.
She's great.
She's great.
She's so great.
Okay. Have a great week. And bye. The Babes of Quinte podcast is recorded and produced at Starboard Communications, home of 95.5 Hits FM, Cool 100, and InQuinte.ca.